Right, what is your take, Sabatine? You must have had a spicy one if you were going to come in before. So what was it going to be?
If Rift Rivals was still on between EU and NA, I think that NA will leave EU dead in the mud with C9, Team Liquid, and FlyQuest. If they had to play with Carmine, Fnatic, and Koi, I think that NA would demolish EU.
What the fuck? You're supposed to hate NA. They ruined your whole career, made you look like a fool. Why are you liking them? Why are you loving them now? Why? Go on, give us a reason. Give us a reason why. Give us a reason why. Come on.
There is no emotions. So no opinion. It's not emotion. It's like I'm for EU.
Okay.
What?
Give me a reason why. Give me a reason why. You have to
look at the games.
Come on.
If you look at the games and you look at Fnatic play and you look at MKOI play, I wouldn't say anything with Carmine because I think they're good. But if there was a Rift Rivals today, I think...
Put it this way, Sabatine. I will tell you something that might actually shock people if they haven't watched LTA. Because obviously LTA is a meme now and people only give a fuck about the big names. Right? If people don't know, Dom does apparently, like, privately, it's not even secret now, he's like the analyst of Cloud9. Bro, I can't lie. I don't know what he's doing, but Cloud9's macro looks way better than I expected it to be. And remember, now they just have these 2 Korean solo laners. Like, on paper, they didn't even make the upgrade everyone wanted them to make. So I don't hate it as a take, put it that way. But it is wild, though, because you are basically implying, like, they dust off all the best EU teams. What do you think about this one, Kira? This is a spicy one. What do you think?
Yeah, I just don't think, like, okay. It's so fucking hard because, like, it's, NA fans, which I used to be, like, a grouping of, because I used to, like the double F Bjergs and TSM teams, right, okay? I know, cruel fucking person I was to myself. One of the biggest problems is like Europeans spent way too long thinking NA was this dog shit region with like no like chance of ever beating them. Like they had no hopes of ever doing anything, and they were completely fucking talentless, right? But then NA fans go way too far the other fucking way when they ever like do anything, and there's never like a reasonable. See, I don't think it would like be a complete like dust off for me because I still watch NA, right? Okay, it's like an old pastime of like mine. It's like an old fling that you go back to. You just shouldn't really, and it still fucking sucks balls. By the way, like the only thing redeeming about NA over EU is that the top 3. I don't even know if I could call them like the top 3 teams. Like the top 3 teams /4 of like NA are like quite consistently able to like hold their pedigree, and EU's having a bit of a crisis because like G2's like in free throw, and they wouldn't be able to like kind of join them. That being said, I actually think KC and like Fnatic would match up against most of them pretty well, with Fnatic probably having like some big problems versus like FlyQuest. I imagine FlyQuest being a bit of a nightmare matchup for Fnatic, but I think the other EU teams wouldn't actually match up that well right now. Right at this moment in time, they wouldn't match up very well against any teams.
You think Liquid would not win against MKOI?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Mad Lions would match up versus like Liquid, FlyQuest, C9. I think Mad Koi's best matchup would be into 100 Thieves, and that's just I don't think 100 Thieves are that good.
Rift Rival was only the top 3. That's why I said Rift Rivals.
Why
it's top 3 versus top 3.
Oh,
Rift
sorry.
Rivals was top 3 versus top 3.
No, why are we talking about MKOI? Why are we talking about MKOI then?
So, because the top 3 in EU, the top 3 currently in
EU...
you
mean as of right this moment, right? I see what you mean. I thought you meant last season,
it's
right?
Carmine Corp.
Right.
It's Carmine Corp, Fnatic, and
right,
MKOI.
Okay.
So, if the question is, there is a small, like, tournament, and EU is sending Carmine, Fnatic, and MKOI, and NA sending C9, Team Liquid, and FlyQuest, I think that, like, NA would demolish EU.
Nah, I mean, Fnatic and Thing could get the job. Fnatic and...
Do you think they win against FlyQuest?
Yeah, they could get the job done.
I think it's a nightmare matchup. I think that's like Quad versus Humanoids. It's like smooth sailing. Inspired versus Razork. Back when he was in EU, Razork hated playing against Inspired because Inspired just full clears 3 times. Razork tried to do things, and then Inspired wins all the team fight. Where Razork is actually kind of the only flow of it. Razork is kind of an inter in mid game. So the only open match is probably like MKOI versus Team Liquid, right? Like what would Team Liquid do? And I think that like MKOI being hyper aggressive is exactly what like Team Liquid likes to play against, because they can just put their weak side wherever, like Impact just absorbs the pressure against Mirvin, and then the rest of the team kind of ends and they just win through scaling. So I actually genuinely think if right now I could ship like the 3 EU teams or 3 NA teams in EU and they played against each other, I think NA would win by a landslide.
Yeah, I think you're being generous to the. Oh, sorry, you go, Thorin.
My problem with this is I actually do think the point is stronger if you use the top 3 now, so you take G2 out of it. Because the difference is the G2 players, even though they actually have their own issues, it's like you said earlier about the 3 traditional carries key rate. You just expect internationally they would just sort of hold up somehow. They'd be good enough, So, but if I'm taking them out, if MCoy's the third team for me, it's actually way more of a reasonable take than I think of. Because look, there's definitely flaws on the NA side, but people ignore, this has been my take for the last 2 weeks about EU. Bro, the thing that's making LEC most interesting actually is the flaws of the top teams. Like, Fnatic, in theory, could thrash everyone in LEC, but they will also give everyone in LEC a chance to win the game. I don't know why. It's something in Razork's head. He's the new Niski, mate. The second he makes the game-winning play, he has to quickly offer you like a game-losing player. Like, deal. And if you don't take it, then they win the game. But the amount of times, like, the joke is, that's half the reason they even lost that fucking Koi series. Like, in the same way as like God gives them a G2 series, it takes off the fucking Koi series. So they certainly have like a downside that's crazy. I actually think KC's, just because of the fans being so bad, it means you can't have any discussion about it with actual fans of the team. Bro, KC is number 1 in Europe, but it might be the fucking weakest number 1 team I've ever seen, because Aberdeen, like, I keep telling people this, if you go and watch the series they've played, they probably should have lost most of them, mate. It's just that somehow, at the end, the other teams don't have good enough hands, and the team fighting is still excellent from Karmik Corp, but fucking hell, they're putting themselves in some really tough situations, and like you would think they were trying to give people like a thrill or like excitement, because they give them that close to losing, and then they just win out of a team fight. So I could easily see a world where TL just like properly fucking plays the objectives, and just you never even get a chance to get that winning team fight and come back. And then lastly, the MCoy one, I'm with you as well. If MCoy's the third team, I don't think they're actually that good a team. That just shows how bad G2's been, because if MCoy's the third best team, it's not even that bad a take. This is plausible. They could lose to C9 any of them, bro. They could lose to any of them, in my opinion. What were you going to say, Zabatine?
I think that Carmine is doing the same thing as G2 was doing last year. They had plenty of games where G2 should have lost, and they kind of just win because the team fight well. That's as well like kind of the signature of a good team. It's like their floor is high enough to beat the shitter team.
Yes, that's true.
But they don't play well. Like
no.
Even the KC players in interviews inside, they say we are really playing like
yes.
bad League of Legends, but it still works. Yes. So we're happy of it. But they look pretty weak as well.
Yeah. No, by the way, listen, as a Liverpool fan, I will say I can totally appreciate that it is annoying when people are like, they've really fallen off this week. And you're like, they didn't even lose. What? Like tell me you still have to lose the fucking game before it's really that bad, guys. Like, I agree, it doesn't look that awesome, but you're still winning somehow. Like, you're out there fucking, you're taking moral victories off losses, guys. They're winning these games. They're still winning. It's true.
But Zabatine, you're fucking torpedoing us, mate, because you're just slipping 100 thieves in there like a little fucking ratty cunt, right? Because, mate, like 100 thieves, right? Okay, are absolutely criminals, mate. They are absolutely criminals. You're basically relying, right, that Cloud9 and FlyQuest are going to dust everybody off, and we're not even talking about 100 thieves. You think 100 thieves are good? Or like they're better, they've like improved.
No. NA has 3 teams, man. Like I say, okay. I'm not here to glaze NA. NA has 3 teams in my book. Okay. Sometimes 100 Thieves makes an insane run. Props to my boy Golden Glue there, who does a really good job usually with his teams. But if the games doesn't include Cloud9, Team Liquid, or FlyQuest, I'm going to play something else.
But it's, I know what you mean. But if 100 Thieves is there, Kieran, then I do reverse this take, because that's just a jungle mid team for me, that one only. But I'm with you. If we can take them out and Team Liquid's in, Team Liquid is better on paper. They are supposed to be at their 100 Thieves.
Yeah, exactly. I get.
So I don't hate it.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or be a pleb and don't.